Welcome to another Indie Dev Showcase, highlighting the many indie games we play here on the channel. If you'd like to submit a game for a future video, please reach out. But otherwise, let's begin. We are starting things off with Sheepy, a short adventure. This is a Metroidvania style platform that was released at the beginning of 2024, with kind of the major marketing buzz being that this was entirely free to play. You play a kind of sheep doll in what appears to be the post-apocalypse. Something is chasing you and you have no idea what that is, and you're going to have to, well, do your best jumping and running in order to make it through. The art style on this one I think holds up really nicely. Great use of lighting and shading throughout the different effects. Now, as the name implies, this is a very short game. I think you can finish this in 40 minutes to an hour, give or take. There are a few trickier spots, including a boss fight and kind of the game's final test, but this one definitely is a very interesting take on kind of marketing this game around being completely free. If you're hoping for anything like new or above and beyond for either platforming or Metroidvania design, Sheepy is not going to do that for you. But it does serve, I think, a very interesting potential from the developer if they decide to pursue this with a full release game. And again, being completely free means there really isn't too much of a barrier for you to check this out. So if you're a fan of Metroidvania design, this one I would say is definitely an easy recommendation from me. We now go to Dungeons and Doomknights. This is a modern retro game where you are exploring in a similar style of kind of like Zelda 2, Rygar, Castlevania, that particular era. You come back to your homeland to find it completely destroyed thanks to the evil Doom Knight, and you must take vengeance by running, jumping, and once again, hacking and slashing your way to hopefully success. The game itself is completely billed as a classic 8-bit style action-adventure game. You'll have to explore the world, complete various quests, find different MacGuffins here and there, and hopefully not get killed and sent back to the previous checkpoint. Like our last game, there's nothing in here that I would say is above and beyond for the genre itself, but everything was still very entertaining. If you're a fan of modern retro design and looking for some kind of old school action adventure, I would give this one a try. If this doesn't exactly get you excited or you're interested in it, then I don't think this game is going to turn you into a fan. But still, a really great attempt at trying to make a action adventure game of old school for the new school. We go from Doomknights to some very nice relaxing building with Sky Settlers. This is a cozy deck builder where your job is to construct various islands in the sky, put different building services and environmental details on them, and try to keep going for as long as you can. This game falls into the similar style that we've seen from other kind of cozy deck builders, where you're not trying to, save the day, destroy the big bad. It's just all about how long can you go and how much can you build before you kind of fail your point threshold and you have to restart. As you play, you'll get different quests that require you to build or put various structures or environmental details in a specific order. Complete it and you unlock more cards, which will then enable you to do more within the space. If you're hoping again for kind of like a Slay the Spire, Monster Train, or very challenging levels of deck building, this is not going to be that game. It definitely falls in that kind of casual vibe. So I would recommend this one if you are a fan of deck builders but looking for a very less stress-filled one to play, and one that can be very zen as you watch your sky islands take shape. So I would give this one a recommendation for the cozy fans in the audience. We now switch to something a little bit more violent with Into the Necrovale. This is a kind of arena-based ARPG where you are exploring the Necrovale. And in order to get through it, you must kill, get loot, and keep growing in power. Our structure here is kind of similar to that of a roguelite, that you'll go into an area, you'll decide which paths you take based on the rewards, and you're going to be constantly trying to build your character up with new gear, artifacts, passives, and all that great stuff. Win or lose an area, and you'll gain resources you can then use back at your hub to unlock more features, more areas, more challenge, etc, etc. Like some of our previous games in today's video, Into the Necrovale doesn't do anything, again, that would be above and beyond for this particular style. It felt pretty decent to fight, and I would give this a recommendation if you are kind of in the mood for a very light action RPG style game. There is, I believe, an actual like full-on roguelike mode where you kind of lose all your gear at the start, but we did not get a chance to try that one out here. So this one is definitely going to be for more on the action fan side of things for our video today. We now go to Immortal Life. This is a kind of slice of life simulator in the similar vein of that of the Stardew Valley kind, but taking place in kind of Chinese mythology. You are trying to restore the, I hope I don't butcher this too badly, Gi Yun Sek after disaster has fallen, and to do that, you must do what we always do: fish, farm, fight, and, well, try and make friends with everyone around you. This is a game, once again, that you're going to be spending each day completing various tasks, trying to make friends with everyone around you, do all that farming and cultivating we all know and love. This one is not going to be too demanding from you, as every system is kind of played out in its own kind of like mini-game or sub-game style. Like, nothing here's going to be too demanding or over the top to learn. And the kind of use of the Chinese mythology as the background and aesthetic for the game does give it a different feel and charm to it. If you're not tired of the Stardew Valley formula or Harvest Moon style, I would give this one a try. But if you're hoping again for something that goes like above and beyond in any one particular facet, then this Immortal Life may be cut a little short. Speaking of aesthetic, our next game is definitely an unusual one, and that is Clown Meat. This is the demo for the game, and this is from the developer of Brutal Orchestra. That was a very challenging and quite weird roguelike. In this one, it is the post-clown apocalypse. Humanity is mostly dead, and you are trying to kind of cheer up the god clown in the sky. And yeah, this one's going to get very weird and trippy as it goes on. Our gameplay here is very reminiscent of kind of the physics, velocity, motion of Super Meat Boy. Your clown character can turn into a ball of flesh, which you probably don't want to ask too many questions about. By flesh balling, as you go down a decline, you'll get a rapid speed boost. And then you can kind of chain these to give yourself more and more speed in order to move through the levels. The faster you go, you'll get better rewards or a higher medal, and this will be used to unlock bonus levels, bonus characters, and learn more about just what the heck is going on here. This one is definitely going to be on the harder side. If you're not a fan of kind of like Super Meat Boy, or even something like Dust Force, with the kind of focus on optimization and speed, this one is probably not going to be for you. But if you're looking for a little bit of weirdness to go with your platforming and your time trials, then you should definitely give this demo a try, and keep an eye out for when the game is released. And with that, we are done for another week of indie games. You'll find links to all of them down below. Link to your game for a future stream and showcase. Please reach out, and be sure to check out more of our streams for more indie showcases. And with that, I will see everyone in the next video. Thanks for watching, and a special thank you to our Patreon supporters. If you enjoyed the video, do the YouTubing stuff, be sure to visit our Discord and Patreon, and you're interested in more in my thoughts on design, check out my game design books.